What's up, nerds? It's time for DNA Pow Block, our all Nintendo show. We're bringing it back. Corey here, along with Edward and Adrian, and we're going to talk a little bit about Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild for Wii U and Nintendo NX. I guess we're just going to get right into it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of that trailer initially?
I just want the game now. That trailer was beautiful. I was watching actually reaction videos today of other people seeing it, and they were so blown away, and they were just like, "Oh my goodness!" Like some people were just even speechless.
That's
Like
how
I
I was.
said, I want the music like right away, like for the Zelda Symphony. But this might be one of my best Zelda games. I just can't wait for it to come out.
I know. Adrian, what do you think?
It was
as
it was the same for me, to be honest. I was super excited on Tuesday, right? Like I woke up like super early. Like I probably woke up like 3 hours or something before the stream even started, and like I took a shower. I had like a big breakfast, so I was like ready and pumped. Then of course I put the pre-IGN show where they were talking about what to expect and whatnot. And as soon as the stream started, and they showed that beautifully crafted trailer, I was just like, I got goosebumps. I wanted to cry. I was like excited and happy, and it was just perfect. Like that is a very well done trailer that evokes emotion, and it shows you like everything you can expect without really revealing anything else. Like from the trailer, hey, no, now I can jump, I can climb trees, I can climb mountains, I can cook, I can go swimming, I can do a bunch of other stuff, but I have no idea what's going on. Why is the Master Sword broken at the end? Where is Ganon? Where is everyone? Like, what's happening here, right? So it was just so perfect that it makes me happy that they took the time delaying the game and said like, hey, no, it's not ready yet, but you'll be surprised once we show it. It was totally worth the wait.
Right. Yeah, for me, it was like I turned on because I always tune in to watch the Treehouse stuff anyways, and like since they weren't doing a direct, they kicked it off with Reggie giving his speech and stuff, and like that always gets me pumped up just hearing Reggie talk, and like
Yeah.
he like sometimes the way he talks is kind of ridiculous, but like at the same time it
He
just really
always
pumps.
is. He's like a meme, but it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, and it like pumps you up for Nintendo stuff. And I'm just like, oh yeah, here comes Zelda, and all of a sudden, like right off the bat, it was like voiceover first off, and I was like, what is this? This is what? And then like the whole trailer was like everything looked familiar and exciting, but at the same time, it all looked different, and the music sounded so much like Zelda, yet none of the Zelda tracks that we know were really in that trailer. And
Right.
we see Link, but Link looks so different, and like the monsters look different, and I don't know, man. This trailer was just like, it got me excited. I'm like, man, they weren't joking when they said they're taking Zelda in a new direction, and that whole trailer showed it. And then, like, man, at the end when they showed the Master Sword just looking like it hadn't been touched in like
Like a
a
1,000 years or so.
yeah, and then it faded into the title screen. It was just like, oh my gosh, I need this in my life, like right
Yeah,
now.
and just like Edward said, right? Like I showed my parents the trailer. I think it was either yesterday or the day before that. Like I always like to share like with my parents like really cool stuff that I like because
Mhm.
that's how you connect with people basically.
Yeah,
Um, so I showed them the trailer and I was saying like, hey, like I'm really excited. Like this is a totally new direction for Zelda, and they haven't like it's not like they really know like everything about Zelda, but they know enough, right? They've
Right.
actually gone with me the 2 times that I've gone to the Symphony of the Goddesses. They've been with me, right? So like I brought them along. So they've seen like they know the music and they know the overall story of what happens in Zelda, right? So they saw the trailer and all these new cool things. And the room, my spare room where they're staying right now, I have a big poster of the first season of the symphony, and I was just looking at the poster and saying like, oh man, like the music once this game is out on the symphony, it's gonna be one of the greatest things in my life. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cry when I hear it, just like I cried when I heard Dragon Roost Island from Wind Waker on the symphony. I just couldn't contain myself. I dropped a few tears, and it was just like, oh man, like I'm so happy right now. And this trailer makes me feel like I'm gonna be extremely happy again very soon, and that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
The game has to have an orchestral a soundtrack. It just has to. This game is just too beautiful to have a mid-eye program music in it. I need some like real like violins and drums and maybe not too much of a choir sound, but just like something like really beautiful and very classical that as the music on the score. Now I know Onuma said that it might not be too much music just yet, and there might be parts where you don't hear a lot of music. But I really can't wait for the game to come out to hear what music they do put into this game, because the trailer music alone, they could take that anywhere right now.
Yeah, definitely. And then after the trailer, they kind of skipped over. They stopped showing Zelda for some reason, which is the only reason why anybody tuned in. And like they showed off some Pokemon stuff. Yeah, we
Okay,
know.
so before we move on though, I just got to talk about that for a sec. I mean, oh my, like, what
But
were they thinking?
we knew this, and
No, and I know it was a long shot for us to expect a Nintendo Digital event from them, but it was just like oddly paced, right? Like you show Zelda, you get everyone excited. Yeah, let's talk Pokemon now. Like no, that's not what I want. I just show me more Zelda. I don't want to listen to people talk about Pokemon. I want to see more Zelda. And just like we talked yesterday on our podcast, Edward and I, we mentioned how like the news were all over the place too, right? Like, oh yes, these Pokemon news here and the Amiibo news there, and like all over the place, right? The news. So it was so like sparse, like all over the like I didn't really enjoy it, and that made me really mad. And that's the end of my rant. Sorry. Now we can move on.
well, we'll get to Zelda. With the Pokemon thing, I think I was telling you, Corey, that we knew about it. So I
Yeah.
mean, don't forget, we didn't really see a lot of Pokemon when they were shown in all. So they was just trying to give a good idea of what's coming in Sun and Moon. And don't forget, that is more. I think it was more of the Pokemon Company doing that over than what Nintendo, because like Nintendo be like, look, we got 6 to 7 hours to show you guys of Zelda alone. But we know how popular Pokemon is. So let's just give you a heads up of what we've been working on and what we're going to change. Yes, it's not a big thing, but think about it. We went cuckoo crazy when they announced Pokemon Go for smartphones. So why not take advantage of announcing the new Pokemon and show you what they got planned for November? Yes, and I know Zelda teased that. Shredder teased us to be like, yeah, we don't care about Pokemon now because we want whatever show. And you know what? We don't.
They
We
should
know.
they should have showed Pokemon first. They shouldn't have shown the trailer and then shown Pokemon, because it would have been. I think I would have been more interested in Pokemon if they showed it first than if they went Zelda trailer, Pokemon, Zelda. Like,
Yeah, just like I've told this to everyone I talked about. I know making a digital event, it's hard, right? Especially after Iwata-san passed away, who, by the way, we're getting really close to the 1 year anniversary of his passing
Mhm.
Yeah.
So Iwata-san, thank you for everything.
I got so
Uh,
much
Gosh, it was
feeling
so
to.
crazy.
yeah,
Like
I
that.
I'm
I
about to cheer up
literally.
again. So let's.
You
What I
know what's
wanted to say.
crazy? You know what's
What?
crazy about that is like me and my fiance were in New York and we were standing outside the Nintendo World Store when
Oh
I
my
read the
God.
IGN article that he passed away. And then like the next day they had this some huge memorial service there and like had all these like dude, there was a line to get in the door to sign the book. Like there's like this Iwata
Wow.
memory book, like what did he do for you? And every in there were pictures of like people fan art people brought in with flowers and people brought in bushels of bananas like his that of that
Oh
one
yeah.
iconic when he holds the bananas like this and whatever. And it was like that was like the weirdest. I don't want to say the cool one of the coolest moments, but like it was kind of like
Sentimental in a way.
yeah, exactly, and like because we've all grown up on Nintendo, and he had a huge part in it, whether it be Super Nintendo games, Smash Brothers,
Right.
Pokemon, all these games, like, and that was like I can't believe that's been a year already almost.
Every,
I
every
know.
everything he did on the digital events, whether it was small, whether people thought it was funny and kooky, I always paid attention and it always made me happy. Like like when I read the announcement that he passed away on Twitter, I screamed just like what? And
Yeah.
before I even broke down crying in my friend's car, I told my mom, I'm like, one of the president of Nintendo just passed away, and she was just like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah." You want to know what you're playing right? This game that you're playing right now, he had a hand in making that, and she's like, "Oh." And I literally, I pretty much wanted to get drunk at the bar over that.
I did broke down crying when I read the news. It was very early in the morning, and I remember like I didn't go to work that day. I just couldn't. I stayed home and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't make it today. I'm taking a personal day. I just need like some time to get myself uh, like back into shape. And I went to the store just a few blocks down, grabbed a pint of ice cream, and just came back and started eating it while playing Kirby 64. Uh, and I just like I needed something to like remember him by, so I just played that for a couple of hours.
What we
And
play, Earthbound?
we play Airbound, yeah, but that was like right after that, like a little bit later.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. Uh, Anyway, it's been a year, and I know like making a digital event without Iwata is a big deal. It's very different. It's never gonna be exactly the same. However, I think they should have done at least like a half an hour or like a 45 minute, just a
Hmm.
very simple presentation. You don't have to have someone talking, right?
Yeah.
Just
Well,
show Pokemon gameplay, then show a Pokemon Go gameplay, then show the Mario Party that is coming out for 3DS, then show the new amiibo that are coming up, then show Paper Mario Color Splash, then show Ever Oasis, which is the new IP, then show Monster Hunter Generations. It's the Generations, yeah, it's the Generation. Then
Generations.
then show Dragon Quest 7, and then like close with the trailer of Zelda, and after that, an easy transition into the Treehouse Live. That's what they should have done, in my opinion,
mhm.
and it was just kind of disappointing, to be honest.
Yeah, and I feel like before we get back to Zelda, because I know that's what we kind of
Yeah,
said
sorry,
we
I,
were going to
I
talk
put
about,
everyone
but
off.
like I feel like Bill Trennan and Reggie Fils-Aimé and even some of the Treehouse people that demo the games, I feel like they have enough personality and enough, you know, I feel like they have enough personality to do one of those directs, at least for the Western audience. And if you need uh, the Japanese influence, bring in Onuma to show off the Zelda trailer, or like, bring in Miyamoto to, tease the next Mario game because they did do that. Uh, you know, there is enough people there to pass on Iwata's legacy and make that direct fun still for a Western audience, and I think they all have the personality to do that.
And you know
Would you
what?
also
Sorry to just to like finish this
go
quickly.
ahead?
You know what? They've always done like these very, very unique things, right? Like they did Robot Chicken a couple of years ago, and then they did the what was it, the Muppets, right? They did
Right.
with Sesame Street. And you know what? Why not get in touch with some of the most famous YouTubers out there, right? That you love, that they love Nintendo and they do great content.
Yeah,
Have
like
them
the Mario
introduce the
Maker
games.
stream.
I
Like,
know, have them introduce the games. Why not? Like I would love, like if I was watching a digital event and suddenly I see like J-Wiz or something like that, right? Just showing a bunch of Nintendo stuff. I'll be like, man, that's insane that Nintendo like took the time to contact these people and
hmm
they show this group of
And
YouTubers.
I have an answer to that why that wouldn't work. Go ahead though.
Okay, well, it was just like I would like to see, something different. It doesn't have to be Reggie or Bill all the time. Just something different and unique, just like Nintendo does every time. But I'm kind
hmm
of curious, why do you think it won't work?
Two things. Because of the YouTube ID content thing that's happening on with YouTubers and Nintendo, that would present a big problem. Because even though people would like Nintendo for that to happen, the situations of people getting their video content ID with Nintendo, you know, people still are mad about that, and I
No,
don't want to say butthurt about that,
no,
but the
no,
thing,
and it's
but the
true.
thing about it, yeah, but the thing about it, it's just like until Nintendo reversed that program, they're not gonna go out and like YouTubers. Even though it would be that would be an awesome idea for that to happen, but until this content ID situation gets fixed on YouTube and with Nintendo and the content creators, that's never gonna happen. That issue has to get fixed first.
Well,
Um,
the thing is, it didn't just.
Secondly, hold on. Before you go, let me do secondly. Um, for this conference, I think it was the shareholders. They probably was trying to find something cheaper. Even though the digital presentation would have been good, I think they're still restructuring in Nintendo. So I think that's why they didn't go with this presentation. Now it might come soon. I don't know. But I think they finalized their restructuring, or they're still doing so. And they probably found it cheaper to do it this way than doing a digital presentation.
No, that's true. However, I don't know if you saw it, but they were YouTubers during the Treehouse Live, though.
For which part? I
For
missed that one.
Pokemon Go, there were a couple. I think one of the many Pokemon demos as well. There were YouTubers,
Mhm.
known Nintendo YouTubers. They're like, asking and answering questions and stuff like that. So, I mean, they
But
did
see,
it already.
but see, Pokemon Go, that like the stuff like that, that's still with the Pokemon company. You
That's
know,
true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
even though it sells well on Nintendo, I don't think Nintendo owns the Pokemon property. The Pokemon company owns it. So if they want to put it on Microsoft's platform or Sony's platform, they can.
Right. Well, let's get back to Zelda.
Yeah.
'Cause that's why we're all here. I
Yeah.
mean, one day soon we'll have that whole Nintendo YouTube discussion on the show, but right now we're gonna gear it back to Zelda, and let's talk about that first Treehouse Live demo, how it opened up, what happened afterwards, and just the extreme change of direction that this franchise is going. The demo opened up there in the room of resurrection, and we see Link wake up, and according to the story, he hasn't been awake for 100 years, and he wakes up in this room, naked, and goes to this podium and takes the Sheikah slate and opens the door in front of him, and there's two chests. He opens it. They show you how to equip clothes and stuff, and then the long hallway leads outside to the Great Plateau, and you see Hyrule for the first time, and then they just kind of let him go. Like, they pan over to this church where that's assuming that's where you are kind of supposed to go at first, but
Yeah.
then they don't do any of the objectives that the old man by the church told them to do. They lit all this stuff on fire. They ran around looking for weapons, started hunting and stuff. This is just this is like a Skyrim Fallout type thing where they just let you this is how I compared it to when I was talking to Brian, my co-host on the DNA podcast. You know, an open world game like The Witcher has a little bit of structure to it where you can go wherever you want, but it kind of, ushers you sort of in an almost linear direction. But then, like, there's all these side quests that you can go do whenever you want. Whereas Skyrim and Fallout, like, they open the door and then instead of like a narrow path that goes out like this, they just open the door and go whoosh. That's how it goes. And that's kind of the feeling that I got from Zelda. What did you guys think? What did you guys think?
It was exactly the same for me. When I saw, I think the only part where they're telling you, hey, like, do this and do that, like, grab this or grab that, was literally in the Chamber of Resurrection or whatever the name is. I don't remember the actual name. But it was like, yeah, no, like, open the chest and like grab some clothes and blah 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 and put the Sheikah slate here, and that was about it. After that, it was just like, just go nuts, just do whatever you want. And they literally did that during the stream, right? They were just like you said, they were burning stuff. They were looking for like new equipment and like weapons and just exploding things and going swimming. I was like, man, this is fantastic. It's literally, I kind of felt, and I think this Zelda is gonna feel like if you're a kid on a candy store and your parents say like, hey, you can have whatever you want, just we'll
Yeah,
pay. You will pay. Don't worry, just go.
yeah. It had that feeling of the original. Like when I was growing up, I had Zelda for NES, and like you could just go wherever you wanted, do whatever you wanted, bomb random bushes to see what would appear, and that's kind of how it.
Well, almost on the Legend of Zelda. There were some things that you couldn't do until you got more of the equipment stuff. But on land, you could go anywhere. But um, there was just some compared the Legend of Zelda to the Breath of the Wild. The open-ended areas is going to be it's going to be a nightmare. Only reason why it's going to be a nightmare because you want to do everything, and if you're a person who's trying to 100% that, you're going to be like, where in the heck do I start? Do I start on the West Coast and do everything on the West before I hit North? And then after hearing the news said, well, the size of the map is 12 times a Twilight Princess, you could go miles upon miles just going to the West. And that might take you the 3 to 5 days trying to explore everything. And it's just like, I don't like. You make a sacrifice. Do I sacrifice playing other games, or do I just see where I could get? For me personally, I fell in love once they walked out the door. I already said on Twitter, I was just like, I would rock Link's boxer shorts right now if they sold it at the Nintendo World Store. like when he walked out and they said, okay, you can do whatever you want, my mind just went everywhere, just be like, I don't even know where I want to start. I'm used to having direction, and sometimes I like that, but I'm like, I could make my own side quests, I can make my own missions and goals without being told what to do. I know the gameplay of Link, so why not take what I know, expand upon that when they teach me it, and just do whatever I want. And the only concern I'm going to be is, how do I get to the Master Sword quick, and how do I restore it so I can always have a sword, so I don't always use a spear or a stick or a
Right.
club or something.
Right. I wonder how like permanence is going to fit into the game. I wonder if like you have to like apply things to weapons like a little bit like Skyward Sword did a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I wonder how that's. I wonder like if there's certain weapons you need to upgrade before they break. I wonder if like main quest items can break before you upgrade them, and then you just don't have them. Like I wonder how all this stuff's gonna work with these weapons and stuff.
You know what? From the looks of, and this is just a stipulation, of course, but from what I saw on the many Treehouse Live plays that they did during E3, I don't think there is main quest items. I think they just like forgot about that. I think the Master Sword is it. That's the one item. That's the
You
only
don't
item
think
that
there's
matters.
you don't think there's like a legendary bow that won't break, or like
I don't think so, dude. I
I
don't. I
think it.
honestly don't think so.
I think it is because of when the arrow that you use when you jumped up, Anuma said that is a key item for the
Oh,
story.
really?
Yes.
Hmm.
So so that's why they can't really show some of the weapons because they feel like it's going to tell part of the story and they didn't want to do it. That's why you didn't see it. You seen um I think Bill Trinen do it where he jumped off the horse and did the one slow motion shot with the arrow, but it was just like a regular arrow that he did it.
Right.
So I think there's going to be key items in the game that we're going to have to go get and search for, but they just didn't show it because of story purposes. Which is excited to me because now I'm just gonna be like, now I'm gonna break your game to find out what is the story, what is the
Yeah.
story item, and what is connected. Because for right now, I'm so glad they didn't tell me what the story was. That that they teased me with this open world gameplay, this music, how beautiful the game is, and that they put the story way to the side. If you want to know the story, wait till the game comes out. And I find that so good, and that's just probably me.
And they showed so much of this game without showing us anything,
Yes.
which is what I love about it. Like, they showed us so much, like the camps, the climbing mechanics, and like the stamina thing is returning from Skyward Sword, which personally I didn't really care for, but like I understand
Yeah.
it has its place. Maybe it works better in this game. Maybe it was just a mechanic that they were trying out.
Which is funny that mechanic looks like Super Mario Galaxy.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
When you're like in the bee suit. I was just
Mhm.
like, oh wow, they used the same box for it.
Yeah. Well, they did use a SpaghettiOs wrapper for their 3DS Mario Party, so.
Yeah. Ugh. Awkward.
But
Oh well.
anyways, like, and like the fact that there's like what they say, like over 100 mini dungeons, and then the shrine puzzles and stuff too, like
Oh,
on top of like the main dungeons in this game. Like, there's so much of this game that honestly it
Uh-huh.
scares me, and I'm like this is the one game that like I will probably take a week vacation to play this game, and I don't even know how I'm going to play all of it in a week, but like,
Can I please get my Dreidel, my killer Dreidel from Twilight Princess?
yeah,
I want that Spindle in the game, and I don't know what they'll do in the game, but it's so open. That game is so big, they could do anything. I'm just like, I just. I
Yeah.
wonder how fishing is going to work in this game, because fishing has always been a major thing for The Legend of Zelda. So I wonder, that in
Well-
mini games.
well, like here's the thing, like I'm replaying Twilight Princess HD right now because I want to get my Wolf Link up to par when that game comes out, which we'll talk about later. And like, I was fishing because I just started it. I was fishing for that stupid cat on the bridge, and you can probably catch different types of fish that'll give you different stat boosts if you cook it or mix it with different, like, mushrooms or apples or something. Like, if you fish and you mix it with stuff, it could give you different stat boosts, give you strength buffs, whatever. So fishing might actually serve a purpose in this game.
Oh, please let me make sushi. That's what I want.
Well, and coming back to the open world nature of the game, right? They said during the stream, hey, this is the demo that we're showing here at the 3 right now. It's 1% of the entire world, and you won't have enough time to see everything in it. I was just like, I lost my mind, my brain broke. I was
Yeah.
just like, hold on, this huge area that you're showing me right now, because it's huge. It's 1% of the entire map, and I won't have time to look at everything in like a day. Are you kidding me? Like, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And those Dago Kurokos they added on. Now you just really made me want to search everything in the map. I was watching, I think it was IGN's play. It was climbing that church up, and they got to the very pinpoint, turned to the left, and Kuroko appeared. And I'm just like, oh dang, I'm gonna be climbing everywhere trying to find these things because I love them in Wind Waker. And now they're in Breath of the Wild. I'm gonna be on this game probably for 4.5 months before I actually beat it, because there's just so much in there. And right now that we don't know, but I feel like there's gonna be so much content put into this game alone.
Right.
I might have to,
Yeah, yeah, it's exactly the same. And just like you, Corey, I also needed to get a Zelda fix. I didn't start a Twilight Princess. I'm gonna wait a little bit more for that. But I did start playing Wind Waker again, and I was like, oh, my mission right now is to beat it, like actually beat it this time.
it's
So
so
yeah,
uh,
I just got the Master Sword, so I'm doing things.
it's so weird. You doing Wind Waker, Corey's doing Twilight Princess, and I'm doing Skyward Sword.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
I'm trying to figure out like what games to play in the series to like, because when this game comes out, I mean, I'm gonna review it. I don't know how in a a decent amount of time, but like I want to know like what games this harkens back to, how it differs from these specific games, and like I was making a list. I was like, well, I should probably play the original since this is like such like a modern callback to that
Hmm.
original game. I should play A Link to the Past because that's just a no-brainer. But like, I was thinking, do I go back and play the other 2D games? Do I just play Ocarina, Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, in all the 3D games? Do I touch the DS games? Like, how much inspiration is this game drawing from the series alone? Do I need to go back and play, and what's it going to draw from it?
I think the three important ones I believe that you need to play. Yes, one is already is good. I think Ocarina of Time is another one that you need to play, and probably Wind Waker. You need to play. You need to play those three because um they have more, I think, connections to to Breath of the Wild. Skyward Sword might have it, but I gotta play that one to finish it because I don't know. I think everything else feels more like a sequel or a side game. Like Majora's Mask wouldn't have nothing to do with it. The Game Boy games and like the season game, like seasonal oracles, and the Legend of Zelda DX, like that one, they wouldn't have no part of this Breath of the Wild because of the ending of the Game Boy Color ones. Um, Twilight Princess, I still need to finish that, uh, but I don't think that one has anything to do with it. I think more Wind Waker would have to do more with it than Twilight Princess.
Right.
Um,
You
Like I
know,
just
actually, sorry, just quickly, uh, I think the games that they're taking the most inspiration from are those games on which you kind of had a sense of liberty in the game to some extent, right? So I will say the original Legend of Zelda for sure, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link as well, Wind Waker for sure, and you may not agree on this, but I think A Link Between Worlds is another good choice too, because that game was their experiment on, hey, let's try to go back into just go wherever you want, do the dungeons in any order you want, and go nuts. So I
but
think that
see,
may be another choice.
between A Link Between Worlds is the somewhat pseudo sequel to a Link to the Past,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But,
and the
but I'm saying from like an open world, quote unquote,
open
perspective
world.
from the old games. Yeah.
yeah. Plus, like in terms of like inspiration, like I even thought about going and playing a little bit of Triforce Heroes again because of the way the costumes affect the gameplay, and like because I
True.
know because like obviously they showed it like gear affects gameplay. They showed the knight's costume in the trailer. They showed a couple different things where uh, certain outfits have they're lined with wool so you can stay warmer when you go to the snowy areas, and it's just
You know what? I would actually say play a little bit of Dragon Quest, probably Dragon Quest 8, because Dragon Quest 8 and or some of the Dragon Quest games is known for alchemy, and I know it has cooking in this game, but I'm wondering, I'm like, could they also have alchemy in this game?
right. Right. And like another game I was thinking of was like Xenoblade Chronicles X, like going back to that game because, they're helping develop this open world because they have such great visual like a visual idea of scale for worlds that I was like I need to go back and play that and see like how dense that world is compared to how dense this world looks like it's going to feel. So
Right.
there's a lot of different areas this game's pulling from. So, man, I don't know. I don't even know
Yeah,
how
you
to
know what?
express all my excitement to you guys.
This game is starting to feel like it's gonna be easily 100 plus hours,
Oh yeah,
and you won't be able to 100% it in that time. Like
yeah.
no way.
I mean,
And I think.
I
Oh, go ahead.
100%ed Twilight Princess, and it took me like 58 hours. I'm like, and it's
Shoot,
12 times bigger.
getting those heart containers are no joke. And
No joke.
I wonder now how our heart containers are going to be done in this game. Because if this world is that big and we have to really search, yes, the food would give us temporary hearts and the amiibo would give us temporary hearts, but how do we level up our energy? Is the heart containers everywhere in this world?
Right,
We'll have to
right.
wait and see for sure.
I wonder if like the shrines may give you some, or like I wonder if there are rewards for completing the mini dungeons. They're going to be rewards for completing the main dungeons. Maybe they're hidden inside, the rundown temples that we saw them climb to the top to.
Mhm.
Little heart pieces there. Uh, I don't, I don't know. I don't know, man. This,
I wonder if Guerrilla Games was playing some of the Zelda games to help create Horizon Zero Dawn.
hmm
And I wonder if they even got the chance to play it at the. I don't know if anyone from Guerrilla Games was at E3, but I wonder if they was able to, if they were able to get in and try this game. I would be happy to know that yeah, we was playing a little bit of the Legend of Zelda, and we just got an idea of how the world works and mechanic works. So we wanted to do something like that, but take it in our own way.
right, right. I was talking to Brian about this too. Like, I wonder if Horizon. I wonder how much Sony is going to try to market that as their version of Zelda, like without actually saying it's their version of Zelda, but like because that's what it really reminds me of. Like the look, the feel, the horseback riding with the bow and arrows, the just everything about it just really shouts Zelda out for me at least. It's just Sony's version, and I'm wondering how much inspiration is stealing from Zelda. But let's talk about some of the new gameplay mechanics and how the ones that we do know have changed from previous games in the amiibo functionality. Which, let's face it, everybody knows that Wolf Link is going to be my favorite amiibo
Yeah.
functionality throughout this whole game.
I not for me, not with the wolf thing. I love the fact that they're adding it, but I think I'm just like I want to one solo this first and see what I could get, and then add through the wolf one. If I had to do anything, I think I would do the Epona one with him riding. I think that one looks really good. When it comes out, hopefully I'll have all three, but I think the Epona one is going to do me justice.
Yeah. Did they ever come out and say what those amiibo are gonna do?
No,
Like,
they just showed them.
okay.
Yeah, they
Okay.
gave
Yeah,
more.
no,
Yeah.
I'm with you, Corey. Though I'm a dog person. Pretty much
Yeah.
everybody knows that. So I'm super excited to have my Wolf Link amiibo companion. You know what? I mean, maybe it's because it's Zelda. Maybe it's because the open nature of the game got me super excited. I've only opened a few select amiibo, and I've opened it for one of three reasons. I either got them as part of my as part of my job, and I had to open them for work. Two, I got them as a present, or three, I got two just so I could open one. Right? This is the first time that I feel like, hey, I need to open this amiibo because I need to do everything that it's available to me with this game. And there were little things. I don't know if you guys saw it during the trailer, but there was a moment in which they were playing and they started talking, and because they started talking, they stopped moving Link. So
Uh-huh.
he was just standing there for a second, right? And the Wolf Link, he got bored of just waiting around, so he jumped and then just like lay on the floor. I lost my mind. I was just like, that's such a nice attention to detail that they
Yeah.
put on the functionality of this amiibo. That the wolf is getting bored and he's just laying around like a good dog next to his master. Like, oh my
And
god, that was fantastic.
this is smart of Nintendo marketing wise, because if people don't go out and now buy the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, once that game is gone in stores and there's not going to be that many restocks with the amiibo, folks are going to lose their mind. Now, if Nintendo decides to sell it by itself, that's fine. But if you don't own Twilight Princess for Wii U and you want that amiibo, you need to be in stores now buying it. Because when it gets time to Christmas, that game is going to disappear.
Yeah,
Well,
I was at Best Buy this morning, and I was looking for like the King Dedede amiibo, the new one, and like they had 3 copies of Twilight Princess HD there with the amiibo. I'm like, I wonder if I should just buy one and put it back, just because I know when that game comes out, I could probably like sell this for a ton of money, but like I didn't, and it was probably dumb of me, but like. Yeah, I wonder if like a Nintendo is going to end up selling this amiibo by itself, because I know a lot of people like there's a hardcore Twilight Princess fan base, and I am part of that fan base. But like other than that, like Twilight Princess isn't exactly looked upon very fondly, and it didn't really age well because of the realistic direction they took on the GameCube that last generation. So like unless you're really wanting to play a Zelda game and can't wait,
Right.
like I mean there's like plenty of, quote unquote better options in Twilight Princess, like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Link to the Past, even Skyward Sword is out there at a few places still. Like those games age better and still look better for the time, and like people are gonna play those instead of Twilight Princess. So Nintendo might want to release this if they want to make bank on this Zelda game. They'll make it on this amiibo alone.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you why it wasn't a bad idea for you not to get that extra copy. Nintendo shipped a ton, a crap ton of the copies of Twilight Princess with the amiibo. So much that on every store that I work here in my city, there is probably like 100 copies or so laying around. And maybe it's because the economy in Canada isn't great, so of course you don't have that many people buying stuff. But trust me, they're not gonna run out. Not only that, I believe in Japan you can buy the amiibo on its own. So that's another thing, right? Like you can just import from Japan. It's gonna cost you like $30, including shipping and whatnot. It's a better option than buying, the game with the amiibo in America. Especially if you don't want to play Twilight Princess again, you can just get the amiibo. It only has 3 hearts. That might be good enough. So
Jerks, it's the best Zelda
Corey,
game.
did you find what she was the amiibo that she was looking for?
No, they didn't have any of the new Kirby ones at our Best Buy, and
You looking for the new Kirby one?
I just want the new King Dedede one. But
Okay.
they didn't have any of the new RoboBot ones, so
Okay.
I'll get it eventually.
Hit me up Friday, because I work at where I work at, and
Right.
I have some.
All right.
So
I will.
you can mention to Edward that you're missing something because he's like the best Santa Claus ever. He will just like ship you one. Just like, yep, this is for you. Just here, have it.
yeah.
I will probably message you on Friday then, because that's like one of the only amiibos that I really wanted, because that's who I use in Smash most of the time. I switch between him and Mario, and like I could not find a King Dedede anywhere. And when they announced that they were releasing a second version, I was like, I'm gonna get it because I need it. Like, I just need it. He's ridiculous. He's stupid. He's a stupid character. Like, he's a giant penguin with a freaking hammer. He's stupid, but he's awesome. So.
Yeah, I got you Friday. I should have, I believe, because no one really people picked up the game and not really the amiibo, so I think I have enough of them that I could put on hold for Friday, and then when I get my Tokyo Mirage session, I'll pick that one up for you.
Yeah. Are you any of you getting Tokyo Mirage sessions?
I am for sure.
I am.
Good.
Yeah.
Looks good. Looks good. Anyways, back to Zelda.
Yeah.
It's a conversational show. It's all right. You guys will get over it. I know the title says Zelda, but
all we talked about was Nintendo. The only thing that I said was Guerrilla Games, but that was still connected to Nintendo. So we're saying.
Right. Last thoughts on any of these well, we didn't really talk about it yet, but like the new gameplay mechanics, like why are these new gameplay mechanics so interesting when, I mean, we've seen them before, but is it just because like they're coming to Zelda because it's what we wanted Zelda to be when like Skyrim came out and then we ended up getting Skyward Sword? Like,
you know what, it's true, right? Like, we've seen all these mechanics all over the place, right? We've seen them on many different games. It's not like they're inventing, just creating something new. However, when we are like anyone that is a big Zelda fan, anyone that is a self-respect Nintendo fan, you know that they do things one way, and it's usually, you know, a very good way, but it's traditional, right? It's always kind of the same thing, right? Like Mario, it's always trying to save Peach. Zelda, it's always let's destroy Ganon. Metroid is let's fight Mother Brain and whatnot, right? So the fact that I think it's kind of like the Mario Maker, magic on which, hey, here are all the tools for creating Mario games. Go nuts. Right? They opened the doors. They didn't open the doors. They opened the gates to the chocolate factory, and they were like, "Hey, just make anything you want." Right? That's kind of like the same thing they did with Zelda right now. It's like, "Hey, now you can climb stuff. Hey, what about? Won't you like ride a shield down a nice like a snow mountain or something? You can do that here too. Wouldn't you just like take your gloves off and just jump on the lake? You can do that here too, right? It's all these little things that together they just become, and this is gonna sound like a pun, but it's not. It's totally legendary. It's just fantastic.
Well, you have to think about it of being an adventurer. You need those things to survive. You need to know how to jump, climb, fish, swim, slide, do all that stuff. And if you're going to have a big world that they want to present, Link as a character need to do these things. He needs to climb. He needs to jump. He needs to jump off a cliff and get into the water and swim because he's an adventurer. He's surviving. It's not going to make sense if he keeps auto jumping like the previous games have been. You know, they haven't evolved Link in his gameplay mechanics, and with the Breath of the Wild, they're allowing him to evolve. So yes, we are giving a stamina thing, but if we was climbing in real life or jumping in real life, we would have stamina too. How do we build up that stamina? By keep doing it, repeating it over and over, and getting stronger and stronger. So I think them thinking it that way and adding it to Link to do these things, it's perfect. Of course, a lot of people gonna go crazy because Link could jump and stuff, but I'm just like, yeah, he could jump. He needed to jump so he could jump off Epona and be able to shoot the arrow. That's one of the new gameplay mechanics that you guys introduced. So Link needed to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. I can't believe they added a jump button, first of all. But like, you know, when I first saw that mechanic, I was like, maybe it's just a new way of dismounting your horse. Like, if you hold down B instead of just pressing B, you do this sweet jump and slow motion kicks in or whatever. But then when they're like, oh, they're showing off this demo and they're jumping around, I'm like, wow, they really did it. They really added a jump button. Now, where that button's placed on the controller remains to be seen. Because
It'll be the
Nintendo,
B button. It'll be the B button.
you think? I don't
Yep.
know.
Yeah, if I know Nintendo, A button would be for your attacks, B button would be for your jumps, A would probably be for your dialogue or to even get on Epona and stuff. That'll be the A button. The ZR button might be for your shield, or it might be for when you jump you can hang. The L button, the LB button might be for when you want to jump and switch to sliding down and stuff. Like I think there's going to be set buttons for it. And we still don't know what the gamepad and stuff is going to do. We know it's a map and stuff, but they could always add more gameplay mechanics and ideas for it.
Yeah.
You know what? Sorry.
Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like I don't think I care like what the buttons do. Like I don't really care. I think it's just gonna come natural to me as soon as I have the gamepad on my hands or the NX controller, whichever. As soon as I have it on my hands, I'm just gonna press everything to see what it does and then just go nuts. Like that's all I'm gonna do, right? It's just so fantastic to think of all the possibilities in this game. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, and the one thing about this game is they said you can go straight to the final boss without having to do anything. I wonder how many people are going to try to exploit these mechanics to try to do that, like a Dark Souls type thing, where you go in and like just take on the bosses without ever leveling up, without ever finding like the Master Sword. I wonder who's going to go in there and try to fight it with the fire rod or just a bunch of sticks or something. Like it's going to be the YouTube stuff that's going to come out of this is going to be nuts. Like that's like I want to see how people use the mechanics to do those things. Because I know I'm not going to, because I'm not good at games. I suck. All right, I played The Witcher on easy, and I still sucked, And I cannot wait to see what these hardcore people.
You do not suck. I love how you play games. Trust me. I look at it. It's just be like I wish I could just be right with them playing these games. I've seen your Let's Plays, and I don't think you're a bad player. I think you're really good at a lot of games that you play.
You know what? Like everybody plays on their own pace and at their own like mode, right? Like we all play differently, different games for sure, right? Like whenever I do a like a Mario Maker level, right? I try to be really creative. Like I want to make something that really feels like a Mario level. But that's not always the case, right? Like some other people, they just do these crazy, really hard things, right? Or they make puzzles, or they make music stuff, right? So like everybody plays in a different way, and there's no like good or bad or like right or wrong way to playing games, right? It's just however you feel like it, right? One of my closest friends, he plays all the games he plays them on easy. That way he gets the story first, and he gets to experience the entire story without getting annoyed by the gameplay. And then he just like increases the ramp and go on hard or extra hard, wherever the highest difficulty is, and just play that instead, right? So it's totally fine whichever way you play it. That being said, you're totally on point. There's gonna be crazy people doing crazy things here, especially with the physics. I can already see someone like creating like a plank or something and throwing one of the rocks, so it falls and like catapults you to the air. It's gonna be insane, but it's gonna be really exciting too.
I wonder what engine they're using. I never know what engine Nintendo is using.
It's gonna be its own thing.
It's probably proprietary.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Zelda engine.
For the speed runners out there playing this game, I think people are going to try to find shortcuts. But I think some of the stuff, trying to get extra strength and get extra, whatever status or anything, that's going to take them a while before they actually go into the last boss and defeat it. Because to me personally, I'm not trying to fight Ganon with a stick. That he's going to keep wiping folks out. And if you're a player who gets frustrated easier, you can learn as much combos and key the frames and all of that you want. It's still on a 50-50 chance of luck. And if you get hit and you die and you got to restart all of that over, that is going to frustrate a lot of people. People are going to tune in to see you try to beat it, but people are going to get the enjoyment of you dying.
Right. Right. Speaking of using the mechanics for exploits, the new everybody's calling it the Magneto mechanic. That's crazy. How you can just lift up metal things like.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were showing people like putting rocks on these things and throwing them at people. They were showing people throwing these long metal beams and dropping them on people. That's gonna be nuts. Like I wonder how many other new mechanics they or new weapons or whatever they haven't shown us yet.
Can I get a seesaw? Because that's what my thing is gonna be. Let me put this over here by a rock. Let me see if I could jump off of this or put a rock in here, jump off it, let that rock go up, come down, make me jump up and go to a new place. Or is it going to help me solve puzzles? Because I'm going to lose my mind with that. That would be so nice to do.
Yeah, well,
It's gonna be insane.
somebody I was listening to, I forget who it was. I think it might have either been Game Informer or Giant Bomb or something. They were showing. They said they were in this part of the world and there was a chest and they let them play around with this Magneto mechanic and they were able to lift the chest down off the ledge because there's no way to get to it and bring it down to them to open it. And I was like, well, that's a cool thing. Like that's really cool. Like that's the puzzle. That's the puzzle. Yeah. Like it doesn't have to be super elaborate for it to be a cool puzzle, and I think that's cool. But
not only that, but like you'll be able to like kind of like trap enemies as well, right? Like you're gonna be able like if you see a bunch of people that are like, oh man, like this battle ahead, that's gonna be hard. Let me prepare myself first, right? You can lift some of those like explosive barrels and just put them like side by side, and then lure the enemies in, and then just shoot a fire arrow so they will explode and like you know kill that really hard enemy. The possibilities are endless, especially with the stealth mechanics. I mean, we didn't really talk about that, but like how you can just quietly, you know, capture a horse or something to tame it. That's gonna be insane. That's gonna come into play, and it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we're gonna move into this last little topic before we get out of here. Seeing this demo and seeing what we saw at E3, like, what does this do for the future of Zelda? Like, whether it be a handheld title, an NX title, I doubt they're gonna make another one for Wii U, but they insist that Wii U is gonna stand alongside NX. But we saw how Game Boy Advance lasted against DS. So
yeah.
but what does this do for the future of Zelda?
I mean, it raised a lot of expectations now that they did it. People are going to want this to be now the template for the following Zelda games that come out. For me, I think I want to see how successful this becomes, and if it is a successful, hopefully they can do this for one more game. And make sure that it goes bigger and bolder than this game. Other than that, I think at this point in time they have to change the story. They have to. Even though we know about the Triforce and Ganon, Link, and Zelda, I think now they have to change the story and make new characters for it. And now that might sound weird from what we're experiencing with Breath of the Wild, but I'm just like, it's time for a new bunch of characters to interject into the Zelda time frame.
Right.
Well, the thing is that these are the people that carry all three Triforce, right? Ganondorf always carries the Triforce of Power. Zelda always carries the Triforce of wisdom. Link always carries the Triforce of courage. These are people that are interconnected through time and, well, I guess space too, right? And it sounds very sci-fi and kind of like crazy, but it's kind of the reality of it, right? It's like I die today, but in 100 years I'm gonna be reborn again, and I'm gonna be the same guy with the same mission. And you know what? Honestly, I think that's what I like about Zelda. I like the idea of these three people always coming back to life every 100 years or so to basically fight for what they believe in again, right? Like Ganondorf, he knows and he remembers, right? Like he remembers from his previous lifetimes. He remembers Link beating him over and over again, but he doesn't care. He always comes back because he knows that one day he's gonna like get his wish
And
done
there's a
right.
whole timeline based around Ganon
Exactly.
beating Link. So like, where does this game fit in on that timeline, and where do future games fit in? Because like, a lot of people are saying this might be the true sequel to that timeline. Like, this is the timeline where Ganon succeeds, and Link is coming back to life to try again. So
Yeah.
that's an interesting view.
But then that brings a problem of the environment of Hyrule itself. I can understand, after 100 years, um, we really don't know what happened. But I'm just like, for a beautiful landscape to be like this, and for Ganon not to do anything to make this beautiful landscape look terrible, look destructive, like populace or like slaves, or like didn't really make the world look dark and heavy that it needs to look. Why would he win and then let the land stay beautiful?
Well, I mean, like the buildings and stuff, they're all like torn down and
Yeah,
broken, and everything looks like it's been deserted and whatnot, and like the moblins and stuff are just kind of roaming the land
so
searching.
now the thing is, how did the land get that beautiful, even with all the destructed environments and stuff and shrines? Who interjected to stop Ganon from letting that happen, or letting all the destruction happen, allow the world to become beautiful while Link was in hibernation?
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is that I mean, he destroyed the world, right? That's what we know from the story, is that he won, right? Link was nowhere to be found. He was either dead or sleeping or captured or something. Ganondorf won, and that's the big thing here, right? That he destroyed everything and brought darkness to the world.
Right.
That
So
being said, even with that, like Ganondorf may not be like his body, even though he revives every 100 years or so. He's not immortal anyway, right? He can die, so maybe he passed away. And for the world to become beautiful again, it doesn't have to like not that many years have to go by. To be honest, uh, I think there was a study saying like if the human population just like stops for like 10 years, just like forests and everything will just grow in the cities because the nature will just take over. And this is 100 years, so I mean they just had time to become beautiful
but
again.
then, do you think that because Link has the Link of Courage, right, for the Triforce, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that Triforce could have went to another character and was able to stop Ganondorf?
I mean, it could. What if we see a Zelda game in the future where Zelda's the protagonist, and dungeons are puzzle based, and like, I'm not
But
saying
you
like
need that
this
third.
ever make it through.
But you need that third Triforce, though.
True, but Link could be out there somewhere. Like Link could be, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You
Remember
know
that
what?
What if
You
what
know
if
what?
what if they took what if they
Crazy.
take what
Run with that. Run
What
with
if
that. Zelda's use it, going through these dungeons, and
right?
maybe he's
What
trying
if
to.
Link is what if they use like I don't want to say Hyrule Warriors is really canon or not, but what if like Link is kind of like a knight in Zelda's army and he's leading on the front lines and Zelda is like on a pilgrimage to find some help for the armies of Hyrule fighting Ganon's armies.
No,
Like
see,
what if they do that?
I would have said I would have run with that, but not do the Hyrule Warriors version. Zelda is trying to restore the Link of the Triforce of Courage to bring Link back so that he could be restored. At the end, Ganondorf catches Zelda, but because Zelda was able to get all the Triforce, the 100-year thing is about to start now.
Hmm.
Maybe. I mean, something that you guys have to remember though, it's not a Triforce of Courage that beats Ganondorf. It's always Zelda beating Ganondorf, right? Like either with her light arrows, or just infusing power on the Master Sword, or just stopping Ganon for that, like fraction of a second so Link can perform the last strike. It is really Zelda who is the key element all the time, and that's why Ganondorf always goes after her, because he knows he needs the Triforce of Wisdom. The Triforce of Courage is just a battle away. That's all there is,
Yeah,
right?
but see, Ganondorf never does anything to steal the Courage of Wisdom. Like,
What do you mean he doesn't?
I
He
mean,
does all the time.
no, he doesn't. Even though he'll have Zelda, he doesn't use her power to do anything. He just only has Zelda. Yeah,
Right.
No,
it
he
prevents
he
right.
tries to
It
steal
prevents
everything from
right.
her.
It prevents him from being dead, but he doesn't use the wisdom. He doesn't use the Triforce of Wisdom to stop Link. You have two Triforces against one, and this always ends up as two Triforces against that one. So
Right.
courage and wisdom always end up beating whatever Ganondorf is. It's never Ganon's and and Zelda's stopping Link.
Right. I think I don't know, man. I don't
So now it probably answers the question: where do they go? It might be story. It might literally now be story.
yeah, that would be interesting.
That will be another story.
I really want to see like what kind of story they could wrap around something like this though too, because like yeah, each game has story, but it's like kind of minimal. It's definitely a Nintendo story, where it's like Ocarina of Time has a minimal story. Majora's Mask has a minimal story. Twilight Princess has a decently written story, and sort of Skyward Sword. And like it seems like Nintendo's making the progress in storytelling where
Yes.
Zelda needs to be. And I'm excited to see like, okay, well now they're implementing this open world gameplay mechanics. I don't know if story is going to be like there in this game, but what if they take what they learned about this open world game and apply the story of Skyward Sword or Twilight Princess to the next game, and like an open world game with a great story? That's something we really like, in all honestly, don't really have outside of like, maybe The Witcher. The Witcher had a great story. There's very few open world games that have a great story, and I wonder if Nintendo has the courage or the balls to do it. you know?
The Triforce of Courage.
Right, right, and wisdom and power. They have
Yeah,
it
I
all.
think you know what. I think it's only time will tell. It's 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 hard to know where we stand right now and where things can go from here. I think the direction they took this game is the right direction. They're going into the right path. What I want from the next game, it remains to be seen. I need to like fully experience Breath of the Wild before saying, "Hey, now I want this," because I didn't know this is what I wanted from Zelda. I didn't.
Right.
I love Zelda games, right? Like I just love playing them. I, truth be told, I haven't been in many of them because I believe Zelda games are hard and I'm very stupid. But I enjoy them anyway, right? Like Oracle of Seasons is my favorite 2D Zelda. That game is really hard. I haven't beaten it. I love it anyway. Wind Waker, my favorite 3D Zelda. Again, haven't beaten it. It doesn't matter. I like it and I love it just because of everything they're doing in that game, right? So I didn't know this is what I wanted from a new Zelda, but that's where we're at. And the future, it's unknown and it's fantastic. What they're gonna do next, I don't know, and I probably don't care. I just want them to bring it. Just
What?
give me the games.
What if they took the dark world of A Link Between Worlds and used that as the sequel, or use that as a side story?
Maybe. I kind of think people are kind of bored about the Dark World though. Um, at least from people that I know particularly, they've been saying like, oh no, yeah, like A Link Between Worlds was very generic. Like we knew everything already, and it was like, well, yeah, maybe.
They've done
Still a
that a
good
lot.
game.
They've done that a lot,
Yeah.
though. I mean, like A Link to the Past, they did it. Ocarina of Time, they did it. Twilight Princess, they did it. Skyward Sword, they didn't use a Dark World, but they used the same environments and switched them up, and like it was enough to notice that they were the same environments, but they added new little tricks to each environments to where like, people kind of got tired of revisiting the same areas, and then we get A Link Between Worlds, which is essentially a sequel to A Link to the Past. So like, it looks like Nintendo's trying to stay away from the reusing the environment and just giving it a dark overlay or adding a couple different puzzles, which is smart on them because that's been one of the biggest criticisms over the last decade. Is them doing that. So. I mean, not that I would care because I love Zelda. I don't care what they do. They could.
I love you and Adrian's theories because it's they could go anywhere with this now, and that's now makes me hyper happy.
Yeah, they could literally do anything now. Like they have the mechanics in place. They have, what they want to do with this game in place. Now they just have to build a new world around these mechanics every time.
Yes.
The one thing that scares me though is that how long is it going to take us to get the next Zelda game after this one?
7 years.
Oh, it's gonna be a long time.
Like
man.
I feel like we're going to get like one a decade now, and
We
that's
won't.
like
We won't get the next one until 2019 or 2020. We won't get it.
you think that's soon? The
I
last one
think
was
that's
what,
too soon.
2011?
I think that's too soon, man. If I'm honest, I think we won't see the next Zelda until a year or so before the end of the next life cycle.
No,
Yeah.
it'll be before. It'll be before that. We'll probably. I think the thing about this, because I think the Zelda games take a long, like Zelda and Metroid games take a long time to build. Because it's a lot of stuff that you have to think out and really plan that.
Yeah, and plus
try
they
to
have a
make
lot
things
more
work.
assets that are different than like, I'm not a game designer by any stretch of the imagination, but Mario assets are very similar to where, a warp pipe is a warp pipe. It doesn't change. You can slap a warp
Right.
pipe in a level easier than like, say, you're going into a Metroid game and designing, this elaborate maze with these elaborate weapons. Like they want to change up the weapons. They want to give you new enemies to fight. They want to give you a new planet to explore. Whereas like a warp pipe is a warp pipe, a Goomba is a Goomba, a mushroom is a mushroom. Like Mario games are like the easiest part for Nintendo to pump out, and that's why we see so many of them. And like that's
Right.
what makes Zelda so hard is the structure and the designs of these dungeons and these worlds. And now that they're going full open world with this, like that's gonna be difficult for Nintendo to pump these out.
Yeah, and you know what? Like Mario is their star child, of course. We all know that, and we all love Mario because of that. They like to experiment with Mario a lot. We see so many spin-off games from Mario Kart to tennis to party to soccer and like basketball and like golf. And you're right, like we see so many different things from Mario. and that's fine, right? Mario's so established that you can have all these crazy things. Zelda was really established too, but it was kind of like stuck in this
Hmm.
world and in this way to do things. And I think they saw all that and they were like, let's just let's just throw this paper to the garbage. Let's just forget what makes a Zelda game Zelda, and let's just have Link Ganondorf as Zelda again in something entirely different. It's the first time they experiment with something so precious like Zelda, and they nailed it right. Well, maybe Triforce Heroes is another experiment, but we're gonna talk about
Well,
Ugh,
Triforce Heroes was a side game, so I think I can see it that way. Yeah.
yeah, I kind of feel like those side games though are ways for them to experiment on what they might be playing around with for the next main game. Like I already said, like Triforce Heroes was a way to experiment with costumes and abilities, and A Link Between Worlds was their way of experimenting with an open world and different ways of approaching a dungeon, which they could have thrown some ideas in there, and that's why those games are so like, even though they don't sell as well as like a Skyward Sword would
Yeah.
or this new one, like those are important games to play to see, like it's almost like a sneak peek of what we might get into that next game, even though uh, you know it might not play exactly like those games, but the mechanics of those games might be something. So,
I know
which is what I'm saying about, like, this doesn't have anything to do with Zelda, but Metroid Prime Federation Force is like, that could be something they might introduce in the next Metroid game, is like
right.
some sort of this. A lot of people are saying this is Nintendo's version of Destiny. Like, what if Metroid, like, they have this main campaign where you play as Samus, but they also give you this cool multiplayer suite that allows you to do a bunch of different things. So I don't know,
Yeah.
like, as much as I want a new Metroid game, like this Federation Force game looks like, I think it looks kind of cool. I mean, I
I'm
don't know
gonna
if I'm
play
gonna
it. I'm gonna
I'm
be
hop
playing
in
getting
it.
it.
Absolutely, like we should just all play together. So that's
We
it.
totally should old.
solved.
I think that's why I even argue with Metroid Other M. And I know a lot of people have a problem with that game, but I'm just like, you gotta realize Tecmo, they never did a Metroid game, action style game. They always made linear games and been known for the Ninja Gaiden stuff or Dead or Alive. So for them to take something as Metroid, do something different with Metroid and work with Nintendo, it was a new experiment for them. And yeah, it may work, it may had not worked, but I'm just like, I think if you give Tecmo Bandai an outline, not Tecmo Bandai, goodness, Tecmo Kobe, if you give them an outline to really make a better Metroid than Other M and fix the problems that they had, I think the next Metroid game, if it ever comes from them on a console, will probably be good. And I think they could use the template of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Just be like, look how Nintendo and Monolith was able to work make the game like this. You guys could take the same template and put it into the Metroid world.
Right. What if they even, like, Nintendo even gave the game to someone, maybe Retro works with someone like, I don't know, like
Like
Rocksteady
Monolith, right?
or
Like
yeah.
Monolith, they did Xenoblade Chronicles, and they're helping on Zelda. Do you
Monolith
imagine
probably
a truly open world Metroid Prime game will be the best thing since Zelda Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, and I think that game's coming, honestly.
Yeah,
I
I
honestly
believe so
think
too.
that game is coming. So,
Yeah.
um, all right. Any final thoughts on this Zelda game before we get out of here?
March 2017 is going to be a very big um, showing of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's gonna promise or it's gonna fail, but it looks like it's on the right track of being one of Nintendo's best game in the Zelda franchise.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
for sure. Adrian, what do you think? What do you think?
You know what? like this E3 wasn't everything I wanted from an E3. It wasn't, and I just like I told you guys yesterday, this E3 for me, it's like whenever you go to GameStop and you see the 14.99 and under bean, and you like see a game and you're just like, oh man, like this game, it seems kind of cool, and it's like on sale right now. I'm gonna pick it up, and you just get it. That's how I felt about this 2016 E3. It wasn't great, however, Zelda made it worthwhile, and I'm totally okay with all the delays. I mean, it's been 2 years since they announced and delayed Zelda, and I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. I'm waiting. I can just wait as long as they want for this new Zelda. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask y'all one question and then we'll go. If they delay Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn, and put it on and both sold those games on a Friday with the Legend of Zelda release, because Nintendo games come out on a Friday,
I
they have those 3 games out on that one day in March. Who do you think would sell the most?
Oh no, Persona and Horizon are gonna sell the most because, of course,
Well,
the
what if
PS4 is the biggest install base though.
what if NX comes out too? Like, what if people are in line buying that NX and they want that new Zelda title to go with it too? Like,
It's you
Zelda's
know what?
also got 2 platforms. Like, Persona's got technically it's got 2 across PS4 and PS3. Horizon's only got 1. Zelda's got 2. Yeah, I know Wii U's only sold 13 million units, but they got a new console coming out that day
You
too.
know, and you know what? It's very true. Like new consoles are very like people like getting new consoles for sure. The thing is, unless I see people as excited about the NX as they were for the PS4, like I was working at EV Games when the PS4 and Xbox One thing started, right? So I saw how it built from, hey, we know nothing to pre-orders are up, right? I saw people coming in like crazy. Hey, I just want to buy a PS4. Put the entire money value down. I want to pre-order one. I want one day one, and I want to pre-order these like a bunch of different games, right? Unless I see that again for the NX, I don't think it's gonna sell as well as Persona 5 or Horizon Zero Dawn. However, me personally, if you put all these 3 games at the same time there, of course I'm gonna pick up Zelda.
Yeah.
Now, but that's me because I don't really like how Persona 5 looks, even though I'm a big Persona fan. I don't care about Horizon. Sorry, I really don't care. But if you put like Zelda and Sea of Thieves at the same time, which is a game that I'm really excited about, I'm still gonna pick up
Oh,
Zelda.
Sea of Thieves. We'll have that discussion another day.
We had it yesterday, and it's fine. I like it. I love that game. I think it's gonna be fantastic. I'm super excited about it. Was my game of the show besides Zelda, of course. However, if those 2 games come out at the same time, I'm gonna pick up Zelda, and I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna order a pizza, and I'm gonna close all my blinds, and I'm gonna turn off my phone, and I'm just gonna play Zelda all night. That's how it's gonna be.
Yeah, yeah, for me too. I think anytime a Zelda comes out is an event for me. Like, I just have to go. I have to get it. I have to come home. I have to just seclude myself from the outside world. And like this one, it's gonna be hard because now I'm gonna be married. But you know what? She's just gonna have to understand that like I have to play this game. Leave me alone.
Your fiance is
Wifey.
really cool. I don't
She-
think she's gonna mind you playing Zelda for like an entire week.
No,
Snuggle-
she's probably gonna want to watch actually because she's like,
Exactly.
oh, that game looks kind of pretty, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's Zelda. It's
mhm.
gonna be.
You have to be her Papa Bear and have her snug up on you. Be like, come on, baby, let's do some Zelda today.
Yeah, make me a sandwich.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding. She won't watch this. She won't know I said that. But anyways, this has been a kind of a relaunch for DNA Pow Block. Edward, Adrian, I love you guys both. You guys are obviously welcome anytime. we'll probably invite you guys as much as anybody on this show because you guys are the Nintendo guys, the guys I love, the guys I trust about Nintendo. And you can find Edward, Optional Opinion, World 1-1, Adrian, World 1-1, and look for his game coming out soon. You'll probably see a banner on our website for Tuna Cycle, the iOS game. I'm Corey. You can find all my content on digitalnerdadvocates.com, along with these guys. And until next time, we're out.
Bye.
Bye.